Hi everyone, so now in this video we're going to start with sketching out our actual tree. I'm going to be using the same process that I showed you in the previous video, and we're going to just start with some very loose lines and really focus on that silhouette and shape of the tree. Again, I want to have a nice thick trunk and want to slowly add in those lines that really show the flow of how my tree is moving and the way it grows. And then we're going to start with an underpainting and take it from there. I want to add in some nice thick roots, to really help define this tree. It's a very sturdy, strong, looking tree, and I want to really emphasize that in my drawing. Now I want to have a branch kind of going up, into the top of the tree, and then we're going to also add one coming out from the side. Something very thick and round and heavy. I want the trunk as well as the branches to have that sturdy heaviness to it. Add in that little swirl right in the middle. I have one just above it as well. I really like adding this to my trees. I think it really heightens that fantasy element, and it adds a quirkiness and a whimsy to the tree. You see this often when you look at even fir trees or cat eye fir trees. I think it's where the branches used to be, or sometimes it's where the tree curves in and there's like a little hole in the tree where you'd find squirrels or something hiding in there. And I like to add that, especially when I'm designing fantasy trees, because I think it looks so cool. Now I want to draw another branch kind of coming out on the top left. I'm doing this because it adds a bit of a balance to the tree, it doesn't make it perfectly symmetrical, but also adds a little bit of asymmetry, but it does give an additional sense of balance to the tree. Because the trunk is so heavy, I want to kind of make sure that the branches balance that a bit and it doesn't seem too bottom heavy and not as top heavy. And I'm just going to narrow it a bit. I also think it's a little thick, and I'm making it smaller so that I can have room for when I add in my leaves. And yeah, I'm just going to create a nice big round shape, just lightly adding in some curves. And I think I want to make my tree even smaller, because I think to balance out that big thick trunk, I want to have a very big thick kind of foliage on top. And once you're done with sketching out your tree, we can start with the underpainting. Now in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do this process. We're going to start with doing that on a new layer and then just, adding in the colors. I want to make sure that this sketch is, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be just the perfect, foundation sketch for me to add on to. Alright, so I think we're ready, and let's proceed to the next video where I will show you how to do the underpainting.